Welcome to Marvel Draw. I am your host, Brian Crosby, and today we're going to be learning how to draw your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That's right, Peter Parker. So I've got my tools here, so we're going to go ahead and get started, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using. Regular old sheet of paper, whatever you guys have around the house. I'm going to be using a blue pencil to do my underdrawing, my kind of the sketchy part. And I'm going to be using an HB regular pencil to basically do all the black lines. You can use a pen, pencil, a number 2 pencil, crayon, whatever you guys have around the house, okay? So the first thing I do when I draw Spider-Man, and I'm really just going to be drawing the head today, is I always start with just a basic circle. I really do this anytime I'm drawing any kind of humanoid character, okay? And then I'm going to make a center line that goes right down the middle. If I remember going too fast, you guys can pause the video and get caught up. Now I'm going to draw the chin. Now the chin for Spider-Man, you don't want to make it too thick and burly like a Hulk character. So I like to make it a little thinner, more youthful. You can play around with the style that you like. He's been drawn lots of different ways over the years. Now I'm going to take that center line and go all the way down to the bottom of the chin, just like that. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is draw the eye line. So the eye line sits right about in the middle of the head. Okay, a lot of people look at their drawings and think they look funky, they look weird. Usually it's because the eyes are either too high or too low. Okay, so I put them right about in the center. You can look in the mirror and see kind of where your eyes sit on your own head and start to draw that same thing. Okay, now I'm gonna put a little notch for about where Spider-Man's eye would be. There you go. It looks a little odd, but it's good to know where those eyes are gonna sit underneath those big spider lenses. Okay, now we're gonna draw those lenses that I was talking about. So we're gonna go ahead and draw these kind of like iron, like if you have an iron in your house, it's kind of what they look like. Kind of like a part of a football or squashed lemon or something like that. You get what I'm talking about. You guys are all Spider-Man fans. And I'm gonna do that on both sides. See how those little eye dots help guide me through this. You can see I'm being very sketchy and loose with my blue pencil. It's because I'm not gonna erase those lines. I'm just gonna leave them here. Once I kind of find exactly what I want, then I'll go over it with my HB, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna commit to the outline of Spidey's head. You can leave a little bit of a room for an ear if you like. You know, a lot of people just kind of go right over the top of it. He's got a mask on, so you don't have to. It's up to you. I'm committing a little bit to where that outline of that head would be, okay? He's been drawn lots of different ways over the years, so part of the fun of this is figuring out what your own style is. What makes your version of Spidey different from the way everybody else draws them. So I'm just showing you the way I do it and kind of give you some tips so how you guys can do it yourselves. Now we're gonna do the outside of those lenses, kind of those frames. So those will be eventually in black, and they kind of come to a point where the point of that lens was. Comes up to a little point at the top, and around the back, just like that, and then back up to here. So you can see it starts to look like Spidey already. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, you'll notice I'm still using my blue pencil, just sketching this all in, echoing the shape of that lens up to my little point, just like that, and back down around the bottom, right there. Cool. Okay, now I'm gonna go over the web line. So I'm gonna use this center line and come right from the top down to that point, where the eye line and the center line met. And I'm gonna make a little circle. And I'm gonna do another web line that comes from over the eye. And there'll be another one up there somewhere. And same thing over here. So it comes up and around. Maybe there's another one that goes behind that lens. So essentially you have 3 across the top, 1, 2, 3. On the bottom, we're not gonna use the center line, but we're gonna go around it. So you've got one that comes on this side of the chin, and one that goes on this side of the chin, and then one that comes just under the eye or just below the eye, just like that. So essentially you've got 4 across the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's probably one more over there. Okay, just like that. Okay, now we're gonna draw the web lines that connect each of those web lines, little arches, and make sure that your arch, the round part, is going towards the center, just like that. Those of you who have seen me draw Spider-Man before, you know I like to say that if your arches are going the other way, you're gonna end up with a big flower on Spider-Man's face, and then he becomes Flower Face Man. And nobody wants Flower Face Man. Everybody wants Spider-Man. So of course you want to draw a Flower Face Man, but that's a different character, and you can do that another time. Okay? Maybe there's one more down there. You can make more, or you can make less webbing on your Spider-Man face. It's really up to you. This is just how I like to do it. Again, I'm giving you the tools to draw your own Spider-Man. I can't wait to see what you guys do. Okay, so there we have a pretty good Spider-Man head. So I'm gonna put my blue pencil aside. I'm gonna get my HB pencil out, or your number 2 pencil, and I'm gonna follow over the top of the lines that I already drew. Those big lenses, and you'll see if you look at the pages of Marvel Comics, Spider-Man gets drawn different all the time by lots of different artists. Some have small eyes, some have big eyes. It's kind of whatever you want to do. And you can be even emotive with it. You can have one eye be big and one eye be small. If you watch the cartoons or the movies, you may see the way the eyes kind of articulate and things like that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and fill these in black. Maybe leave a little bit of a highlight right there. All right, so now I'm gonna outline Spider-Man's head. Make sure I really commit to that shape. All right, so there we go. We have a good Spider-Man head going. Now we're gonna do these web lines. So we've got our first one that comes right down the middle. And of course, it always helps to make sound effects. Little thwip sound while you're doing it, thwip. Now we're going to connect all these with our arches facing inward towards Spidey. And there you have it, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Now just to finish him off, I'm going to do a few kind of reflection lines in the eyes, maybe some angst lines around here. And you can have fun. You can make all, spider sense lines, whatever you want to do. You can color this in. You can make it all black like Miles Morales, or you can make it like Venom if you want. You can do whatever you want to do. Have fun drawing your Spider-Man. Hope you guys had fun doing this with me. I know I had fun drawing with you. And of course, the last thing you got to do is sign your name, Brian Crosby, and that makes it yours. So have fun drawing Spider-Man, you guys. Be safe. And as always, this is Marvel, your universe.